And I like Power Disk Pro to use it as a search engine and everything else.
Are you recording this?
Yeah, it's being recorded. Power Disk Pro 9.0 Professional. I think it's the latest version of it. And you can have a split screen to go through all your directories and see all your files. You can see whether they're what type of file they are, PDF or whatever, document or zip, you name it. It's just a lot easier to manage. And then you can also get, it comes with a disk saver, space saver system to condense down and remove duplicate files and everything else.
Good. A compression feature. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get all those files that I sent to you the other day downloaded onto the two groups?
Yes. In reverse order, the private bank insured liability, letter 2, letter third-party collector, 1099A for bill set-off, the two versions of confession and avoidance, the bill set-off endorsement, the Roman law and government zip file.
No, that's enough. I just wanted to make sure you got the last 3 or 4 that I sent to you.
Right. They're all up there. I got them right away.
Okay. Especially that 1099A.
Yes, that's a good one.
I'll send you another 1099A tomorrow that will be for going in and submitting into the trustee there at Puerto Rico. But there's got to be some local place that we can submit these items in.
Huh.
Okay?
We'll have to figure that out.
Evidently, it's not the post or the post office or the Federal Reserve Bank or the Treasury. We've tried all those.
Right.
We haven't approached the Vicar Generals or the Archbishop of the diocese as being the proctor of the province that we're operating in. We're operating under Roman law. Okay, you need to read the definition about province. A duty or function, a colony, a political subdivision of Canada comparable to a state in the United States, a region removed from the center of government and culture, the circuit of an archbishop's jurisdiction. Now, with those documents about Roman law and government, the Roman legal system, and see we're under the Roman law system. And when you are baptized by both blood and water as a people, see, a person cannot be baptized by both blood and water. Only a people can. And only a people can be really a Roman citizen, not a person, therefore. Okay?
Good.
So you go down under the laws, down under crime and punishment. Let me see, I think it was under crime and punishment. Well, if you go down through there, okay, trial, where hell was that damn thing?
Well,
Oh, there it is.
the worksheet, citizenship, Roman legal system.
No, you stay out, okay?
Okay.
I know what I'm looking for, okay? Under crime and punishments, okay? The very last paragraph under crime and punishments, under the Roman law, under that internet website that I had post up there, the 4 different categories, last paragraph, there is some contradictory evidence about whether a Roman citizen could ever be given the death penalty. But many of the punishments that members of the lower class received were, in practical effect, a sentence of death. If a Roman were accused while in a province, he could not be put to death, flogged, tortured, or even put in chains by verdict of a provincial court. A citizen could petition to be sent to Rome for his trial. If the crime was sufficient, the accused could be sent to Rome even against his will for a trial. These guys don't have jurisdiction over a Roman citizen, an American, United States of America Roman citizen, because we're operating under Roman law. So we've got to be a Roman citizen in the process. And the provincial person, superior provincial person, is going to be that archbishop in the province, because he's tied back to Rome. The Federal Reserve, the treasurer, they're not directly tied in an official capacity back to Rome. So, where should we be sending our things to? Very possibly, we should be notifying the archbishop of our diocese or the bishop of our diocese to have him forward it to the archbishop. He is the Pilate that Jesus went to in Jerusalem. I find no fault with this man. See, the temple judicial system, and all the way back to Daniel's system, when they kept the legalese, the bar attorneys and everything were taking him against to the emperor, to Nebuchadnezzar and everything, they were all commercial attorneys. They were not the true law provincial persons. And they were going after his person, not him as a people. Why was Daniel in the capacity he was in? Because he had been baptized both by blood and water to become a citizen under a rite of cleansing, however they wanted to call it, but you can find it in the Bible. Even Achilles had to be dunked in the water, in the river. Okay, now, on to all that garbage about that Swiss, whatever, indigo, or whatever it is. I would stay the hell away from it.
Okay.
It don't add up. The people that are pushing it don't add up. In some cases, they've never done a damn thing except fleece people out of money. That's all it is. They can deceive a bunch of other people, and you think that basically they're getting something from it? Those people?
Nope.
No. Then you think they're going to do it in a block scenario for all the people? Hell no. Everybody would stop working and sit on their duffs if they're going to get a handout constantly. Like a lot of people that are on welfare right now. They've got a bunch of people sitting around taking handouts, and the government is utilizing their accounts big time and handing out peanuts to the people that are on welfare. They just don't realize that basically they've given total jurisdictional control to the government of their accounts. You guys could do whatever you want, okay? I'm just telling you my opinion, okay? You don't have to follow my opinion or anything else. You have the right of free will. Now utilize it. And stop playing sucker to half these people out here. Know how to stand up to them. Like I said last Sunday, basically, one of the key things in any court action is a minister. Your church minister. Your representative from the Church of Rome, from the Christian Roman Empire. If you're in rogue denominational religious group that's not affiliated with Rome, then you better get in contact with somebody that is affiliated with Rome, and more than likely it's the bishop that is in the Church of Rome, operating under the curtain of the Roman Catholic Church. He's still a Roman centurion or provincial director. He's the Wizard of Oz. So you can do the 1099-A, okay? Take all your receipts. You surrender the receipts in, along with the 1099-A, to be reimbursed. But you have to surrender the receipts so that the receipt cannot be utilized again as a claiming document. You're surrendering that claim to obtain the credits from your account. You need to study more about the Latin words and phrases that are in there. That's why a lot of it is in the dictionaries, Latin phrases. Because that's the true law that we're operating under, is Roman law. Like I said, that is basically the iron that all the codes have covered over as the clay over iron in the last phase of the statue of Nebuchadnezzar that has been foretold, but nobody wants to believe half of this stuff. They're waiting for some guy that died to be resurrected again and come out and save everybody's friggin' ass. It ain't going to happen. You've got to do this yourself. You have to do it. Because nobody else is really going to do it for you. And most of them would stab you in the back as soon as they got to a point to where they thought they could control you. So all those invoices that I was doing years ago about invoices for receipts, now you could take basically the 1099-A that I put up the other day for the set-off for any bill or any court action, and you release the credits to them. You're the creditor. On that insurance, we're not doing a bond. We do letters of credit. We obtain the credits from our trust, okay, and have it placed on deposit with the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve under a postal letter of credit. Post office letter of credit, because we're sending it in under certified mail. So now we've got the post office involved into this process, that now this is a special deposit, a special letter of credit deposit. We're placing real credits on deposit. But you do not do bonds. You do not place yourself in bondage. You can't be a free man if you have any bondages out there against yourself or your persons. I hope that makes a little sense to you. Okay, go ahead and open it up for questions.
Yeah, Patrick?
Yeah.
You said before that we should do no 1099As, and we're doing them now, and it's all right because we're bringing the private bank in on it and using the confession and avoidance.
We have to go after our commercial entity, okay? Our accounts. We're borrowing the funds that they're holding in those accounts.
Okay. And I
didn't see the right way to do them before. Okay, we tried something, but basically that process was not working because we were not addressing who the lender and who the borrower were in the proper position.
Right.
Okay, I tried to show this. We've been talking about this for over a month now. Okay.
Right. So it's actually basically we have the lender and the borrower straightened out, which makes our use of it proper.
Right, and basically, this goes all the way back to the one to where Bill and Lawrence. Bill sent you what Lawrence did for his water bill to do the set-off. And then from talking with one of the girls down in Florida about the purchasing of a car, the funds were there. The problem was the car dealership wanted to see a proof of insurance. They don't have the right to demand that.
That's true.
They're not the government. They didn't write the governmental law, the commercial code of law, to state you have to have liability insurance. Did they?
No.
No. It's just like giving out your Social Security number to some of these places. Why would you give them your Social Security number? The only reason you would ever give them your Social Security number is so that they could turn around and use it as a collateral process. I went to the dentist the other day to try and get another set of dentures. On the form, they wanted my Social Security number. I didn't give it to them. They don't need it. When I buy the set of dentures, there's not going to be any warranty on it. There'll be a 30-day guarantee, but that's it. There's not going to be a 3-year warranty or whatever. Just like on the car that I bought. The only reason they want your Social Security number is so that they can get another damn action against your credit account. And that's under the fidelity and guarantee side of the system. Okay, any questions?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Patrick, this is Steve.
Yeah.
I found out my truck got chopped up. They parted it out, but anyhow, I got steamrolled by the court and everything. So I'm going to be using my certificate of title and using it and claiming the credits through the provincial officer or director, you call it, and I'll study that more, you know, bishop or
You've
whatever.
You've got to turn around and file a counter action against that court too, because the court told you that vehicle was still being held, right?
The police officer told me that. Yeah, the police officer said that in court.
Right. So you can get a transcript of that court action.
Yeah, I already requested it, and then they want $10, and I'm saying I'm private.
Well, give it to them.
Yeah. Slow down, man. You don't have to yell so much.
I know.
I understand.
Okay.
So I'll get the recording, and I'll make my claim according to their lies and them taking property without due process and fraudulent stop and proscribing me back into a system that I told them 5 years prior that I was out of, that I was going to operate privately.
And you're going to have to possibly bring in that vicar general of the diocese.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because you have to come in and claim that you are a Roman citizen.
Okay.
You are a United States of America Roman citizen.
Okay.
We're under the Roman Empire, the Christian Roman Empire.
Yeah, I understand.
We're not operating under American laws. We're operating under Roman laws.
I said that to a Bible study pastor last Thursday night, and he tried to make fun of me and say, "Oh yeah, you come up with some wild stuff there, Steve." And yeah, Yeah, he knows I'm not picking on him and all that stuff, but I told him the absolute truth. I said exactly that.
You can argue until you're blue in the face with half these nitwits out here.
Right.
Just like I sent us a couple emails into that term limits group. Basically, they said we'd get back in touch with you right away. I haven't heard anything from them.
Mhm. Yeah, it's easier to ridicule than to investigate, but it can be
They don't want to know the truth because they're making money off of this. Even that Bible minister is making money. Somebody is funding him in some form or another.
Right. Well, they get a lot of donations because they do some good. They feed, they buy food, you know, and they get surplus food.
Don't go there, okay?
Cleanings.
Don't go there.
Why? I'm just saying what they do.
I know, but I don't want to even hear that type of garbage because they're doing more damage to the people because they're not going out and finding the truth.
Right, exactly.
The truth will set you free.
Right.
Food will not set you free. You'll be hungry tomorrow.
It's in bondage, right? You're just getting the line's going to get longer and longer, that's all.
Yeah.
I understand.
And see, that's the fallacy with 99% of these organizations out here. They're out here to make money off of you and to control you. Mm-hmm. That's all they want. They want power.
And they want you to sign your legacy account over to them because I've seen them do that too.
Yes.
I can see why you're yelling. I'm not, you know.
I know.
Blaming you for yelling. It's just that
sorry.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating for me too, and you know, I can see through the veil. Like we can see behind the curtain.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've been trying to say this all along. This is nothing new, okay, that I'm trying to talk about here. I've been saying this for about 5 or 6 years.
Right. But when we stack our experience or our, you know, emotional attachment to it, we can learn it, and it's like it's a blessing that whatever happened to me happened because otherwise I'd never learn this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I am learning it.
Yeah, and then basically, in a lot of cases, the only way you're going to learn it is to basically walk the path.
Yeah.
You got to walk the walk before you can talk the talk.
Exactly.
And that's why in a lot of cases, you have to go and see what's going on in court. Okay?
Yeah.
Most people, they've never been to court. They may have gone to court when they were in school or something like that, but it was just a show and tell thing of but there was no real court session really going on at the time. And the scariness of you being in there on your own trying to defend yourself and having a bunch of other people sit there and lie their ass off, okay? You never approach that until you get into the line of fire. And basically that is baptism by fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also baptism by a lot of hot wind, too. So now you got your 4 elements.
Right.
Earth, wind, and fire. And see, one of the other movies that is very key in this process is The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis, who was in the center to bring the light forward. The person, or the people. She was the savior people. Okay? Not the savior person, but she was the perfect entity that had all the traits, all the knowledge. And that's what you've got to get into is you have to be, and see, on the forms, the DD 214, 214. And then basically on the Church of Rome's, on the Roman Catholic baptismal certificate, the initial one that I had was 214. A 214 form. Two parents, or two baptisms. 1, the entity, you. 4, the four elements, earth, wind, and fire, and water. Just like in the movie, The Fifth Element. And see, you are the fifth element. And you bring forth the light to destroy the evil. And who is operating in there? A minister. Watch the movie. Some very key items in that movie. A lot of Bruce Willis's movie have a lot of key elements, especially of what's going on in the present day time frame.
Could you say the name of the movie, please? Because I didn't hear it.
The Fifth Element.
Okay, The Fifth Element. Okay.
1998 or something like that movie, I think.
So we got to bring our minister in there, or a bishop from the.
You got to bring a representative of Rome into the system.
Right.
You have to get them into their Roman capacity, their Roman law capacity. That is the wizard that's being held behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
You go to confessional in the Roman Catholic Church. The priest or whatever is behind a curtain.
Right.
Nowhere else is there a curtain where somebody's hiding behind it out here in society.
Yeah, and you said you confessed your sins or trespasses so that they would be paid for, or they would take care of them.
They have to set them off.
Yeah, set them off.
Yeah. They have to give you access to your Roman treasury account when you demand it, your credits, your inheritance. That's the court that we have to go to, is the Roman court. Not the state court, not the federal court. Those are all provincial courts. We have to go to the main court for this system of law, and that is the Roman court. The conquering generals, the vicar generals.
Wow, that's what they are. Yeah, the conquering generals.
Yeah, victor, victorious general. Because we are conquered. We're supposed to be Christians. But we're free Christians when we have complied with the laws to become a free Roman Christian citizen. See, a lot of this stuff was addressed in the book of Daniel. That's why Daniel was able to stand, and Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, or whatever his name was, they stood the same way. Okay? Because they showed that they had the authority in the process. They were not under being a person. They were a people. Everybody else was being controlled by their persons.
They were a people.
Yeah, a people is the only one that can have both a baptism by blood and baptism by water. But a person your bursac becomes your person, your first person initiated out here. He is only by blood because he's the bursac. But he's not under baptism or baptism by water, because baptism by water can only be given to a living people. Someone who is alive. And basically that bursac died as soon as it was born. And you abandon it. It's now dead. It no longer has life. You should be able to explain these things very simply in this regard. And you can blow these guys out of the water on that.
Right.
Prove me wrong. You make your affidavit.
Right.
And they can't rebut that.
Make your affidavit. Right.
And see, that's what happened to all those bar attorneys that were running around in Daniel's time, trying to get him under all the damn fraudulent claims and everything. And what happened to them? They all got thrown to the lions or thrown to the fire or whatever.
Because they were fake, yeah.
Yeah, because they were operating under their persons, not as a free individual. They succumb to the codes. To the vampire law system. Because they only operate on blood. Okay, any other questions, comments, rebuttals? People that I think I'm totally wrong about that Swiss, whatever the hell the deal is.
I don't think you're wrong.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got something to say? Say it. Speak now or forever hold your peace. You got to speak up, though. Show that you're alive here.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave my mouth shut. Thank you very much.
No, come on. You got something to say? Say it. Why would you be scared? I'm not standing right next to you, and I'm not gonna bite your head off. I'm probably 1,000 miles away from you. I don't think I'm gonna reach you tomorrow. So why are you scared of me? Act like a man. Speak up, please. Okay?
I have something. If he's not going to speak, the person that you're working with in Florida that was about to purchase the vehicle, and you said the funds were there. What process did she go through?
Well, she referenced the Secretary of the Treasury there in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. She basically did a 1099-A to draw the funds.
Right.
She made the car dealership the lender on the 1099-A because they were lending the debt to her. Okay, and her person was the borrower on the item. And then she was ordering the release of the credits to make the settlement for the vehicle. Okay. And then basically they wanted a contact number, and she called up and found out a contact number there in Puerto Rico. And in that document that I posted up on the site, I put the guy's name and his extension, his phone number and extension on there too.
Right. Okay.
So if
All right.
are we on? Patrick, so if I understand correctly, our bills actually, we send them a good part of those bills, we send them to the bishop for it to be offset, right?
You would basically make them directly coming from the Secretary of the Treasury against your account, okay? In my case, it's Divine Patrick Roman Estate, okay? And then care of the Secretary of the Treasury in Puerto Rico, and then I would have those processed. We've got to have a local contact, okay?
Wouldn't that be the local bishop of the archdiocese?
Or the Vicar General.
We have a vicar general about 30 miles from us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
see,
you very
that
much.
would be, and we have to come in, basically, you have to make your statement that you're coming in and you have your proof of identity in the process, that you are a Roman citizen, that you have both your baptism and your birth record.
Okay, I don't have a baptismal certificate, so I have to get one.
Yes.
Now, the second question for you, when they ask of confirmation, I remember what you said before, that the confirmation really didn't matter. Does that still apply?
Right. You're doing your own confirmation.
Okay, thank you.
You're the only one that can confirm who you are, okay?
And I can, okay. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Yeah, basically your confirmation of who you are is basically in the form of an affidavit. Is not an affidavit a confirmation of what your belief is?
Yes, it is, but
No,
I was
but
ignorant to that
yes,
fact.
it is. That's it.
Thank you. I was
Keep it
ignorant to
simple.
that fact.
Okay.
Per another process that I was hearing about, and as far as drawing funds down using a regular bank account, the individual, used an instrument, the 1099-A, a letter of credit, but the bank told them that they needed a letter of attestation from an attorney. So, like, just based on your conversation you were just having just now, where you were saying that you can confirm who you are, that letter of attestation is basically confirming, the instrument. You see where I'm going with that?
You're dealing in a commercial bank. It's confirming a person. It's not confirming the de jure people, Roman citizen.
Steve, I already went through that process, and it didn't work out because I actually went to the bank.
No. Is what he's saying. He's right in a process, okay? But
Okay.
what they're asking for is basically a confirmation of the person, not the people. Okay? You go into a commercial bank, you've got to operate as a person.
Not as a
You
people.
can't operate as a people because the people don't utilize a commercial bank.
The people use the treasury. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up with my mind.
Okay.
But and also per that process, the instrument needed to be backed by the Treasury in Puerto Rico as well.
Yes. Yeah, you'll have to do.
So I'm just putting things together here.
Yeah, you would be doing a 1099-A, okay, against the against the Secretary of the Treasury in Puerto Rico as a draw against that, okay. You would send that to the C copy to the Secretary of the Treasury there in Puerto Rico. You put your the A copy into the IRS.
Right.
And see, that's what I did yesterday, okay? I sent the setoff and basically the 1099-A It's going to the this one was going to the University of Iowa healthcare system because they're the ones that had written the bonds. So now they don't owe the funds back to the Treasury. See, they can write that off in their process. They don't owe the funds back to the Treasury. See, they had to borrow. All these companies have to borrow funds.
Right.
And who do they borrow from? They borrow it from us by way of allowing our letters of credit to be utilized as collateral to write the bonds.
Right.
So now the healthcare system is going out there and trying to obtain the funds to make the payment back to the Federal Reserve for the money that they borrowed from the Federal Reserve. But if we give them a 1099-A that says they do not have to pay it back, and we release the credits that they're holding that they have to pay back to the Treasury, then everybody's happy.
Right. It's the equivalent of when someone goes to work, you're actually paying yourself when you get those paychecks.
Right. But the funds that come out of the company has to pay, okay, back to the Treasury, the excess. You don't see that, but it's going into your account down there at the Secretary of the Treasury down in Puerto Rico. All this fraudulent banking system has to be done offshore. It has to be processed offshore. It's totally against the Constitution of this country. So it's got to be done offshore.
To give it a shot. I was going to give it a shot with the bank, so I'm going to
the
put
banks
the work
don't
in.
know this stuff in most cases.
Right. No, I'm not going to walk into the bank. No, I was going, go to the higher ups. I was going, go ahead and see if I could work with, CEO, CFO type people.
Well, the CEO ain't going to know anything about it.
Right.
He's just a front man. Okay? The CFO, and you're probably never going to be able to talk to him because he is close-lipped. He is a 32nd or 33rd degree Mason.
Right.
Okay? And they're sworn to secrecy, big time, in this system.
Sure. Yeah, they don't want us to even know that they know about it. I got you. I was just coming from the perspective of, just go ahead, like you say, throwing affidavits at them and, seeing if I could hold them to it and just see what happens.
No, the best thing to do is try and get your process, get out and establish your position as a people, as a Roman citizen, a people.
Right.
And then you're protected not only by the Constitution of this country, but you're protected as a Roman citizen also.
Yeah, I just got in touch with the where I got baptized as a child, so they're about to send me a copy. So I'm definitely working on that. So that's good to go.
And then you put that into your apostille, and then get that apostille into that vicar general, either at the diocese or the archdiocese, where you're at.
All right. Put this stuff to work. Yeah, I just wanted to get your opinion on that just because I knew someone was going in that direction with that process. But, I know, people trying to get it done, so I'm just on the team.
Well, let's see. Anytime you're still playing around in the commercial system, they're still going to be utilizing your credits as collateral and in their bonding system so that they can make additional profits off it that they don't even tell you about.
For sure. Well, yeah, I'm definitely trying to keep it private.
Yeah.
I don't want them to get nothing.
Can they still do that when you do an estoppel by deed?
Yeah, because you don't know half the time of what they're doing. It's all hidden.
Right.
All right.
We're just stopping one or two things. Like me, I had to do a stop on my truck, my license, and the court case. And they're like, big deal. We got all this other stuff still.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is starting to go full circle, like you said, Patrick. We got, it's the second time around the track here. We're getting it figured out. I mean, it's more clear now.
Yeah, I had all the pieces there before. I just had to pull them all back together and put them back on the board. I had them all mixed up in some cases, but I had them all pieces on the board.
Yeah.
But I was just doing some things out of sync. One thing before I should have been doing 2 or 3 other things first before I did this other one.
Patrick, we should just be using the 1099As from the web, 1A on a sheet, so we can put the additional wordage describing the set-off.
Only if you want to. I'm not telling you what to do.
Okay.
I gave you an example of what I'm doing. Okay? Now, if you want to do what I do, okay. But, like I said, you've got free choice. Do what you want to do.
I like your example.
You have to know what you're doing, okay?
Right.
When you do something. So if you don't feel comfortable in doing what I'm doing, then don't do it. That's simple.
Right. And I feel very comfortable with it. I just wanted to bring up the issue that we really don't need those pre-up forms that we ordered.
No, because and basically say, hey, you want the $50? Bill me.
Take it
I'll
out.
turn around and send it back.
Right.
But basically, I'm coming in as a people, and basically, I owe no taxes.
Right.
And everything has to come back to the source eventually. So even though you charge $50 for that, it'll end up coming back to me in the long run. Because, see, their bondage, they're paying their own damn salary. So that $50 isn't going to anything that's paying for that damn service. That's just like I got a call from the third-party debt collector. I got a letter from them, too, about my hospital bill. And I was a little late in getting it in, but basically I still sent it in. I said, I don't have a contract with you. You've got a contract with the hospital, but I don't have a contract with you. And you're sending out threats by mail threats.
Yep.
In the process. And that is, you can basically file charges against that. It's in the dictionary. Threats by mail. And any third-party debt collector that sends a threat to you by mail about a payment, and basically they've already gotten paid because they're going to get a vast majority of that payment. They're going to split the profits off of that thing because basically they, like the hospital, has already set that off.
against your account.
Against what they owe back to the Treasury. So the funds would not go into your account for the usage of your assets as collateral. But don't get into an argument with them, because these people don't know. Even though they're bar attorneys and everything else, they do not know shit about the monetary system. Think about it. If they knew about the monetary system, they would not have a home mortgage. They would not have half the garbage that they have strapped around their neck. So they ain't as smart as what people give them credit for. They're controlled more so than you are. At least most everybody on this call is thinking a little outside the box, because you know there's something wrong and you're looking for the answer. But like I said, it all has to be done on an individual basis. You have to be the one to walk the path and to fight the fight. You don't let anybody else do it for you, because then you would be indebted to them down the road. And that's not the way a free man operates. Got to start wearing big boy pants instead of the diapers. Okay, any other comments, questions, whatever?
I have a question.
Okay.
A quick question. I've heard someone speak on the Court of Chancellery. Are you familiar with that court? Just wanted to get your opinion on it.
It's basically a court of equity is what a court of chancery is.
Right, court of equity, right. Just as a means of being able to close down the account. Just, you know, what do you think about that?
You're not going to find a governmental court of chancery, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The only court you're going to find is basically that Roman court. You're a Roman citizen, you have to go to a Roman court, not to these commercial corporate courts.
Okay.
Okay.
I got you. That's why, I wanted to, bounce the idea off of you just to see what you thought about it,
Yeah. Man, the only ones that I've heard that have even been coming close to getting out of the system have been the ones that have been going to Rome.
Okay. So I know this is probably old information. I don't know, but I heard an old audio of David Clarence saying he got out. Was that true?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if it was true or not.
I haven't heard anything from him in a long time, but last I knew, no, he wasn't even close to coming out because he didn't understand half this stuff.
Okay.
He's only basically a copycat in a lot of regards, doing stuff that other people have done and then claiming some credit for himself in the process.
And in it for a while, so just curious to see. Okay.
Huh?
No, I was just curious to see if you knew that was true or not. That's all. Because I know a lot of people.
I don't know. I don't know whether it is really true or not. I have my doubts that it is true. Okay, that's all I have is my doubts.
For sure. Okay, I got you.
Thomas, have you sent us anything by the Yahoo We the People since August 30?
Pardon?
Have you sent us anything through the Yahoo group since August 30? Because that's the latest that I have. I don't have any of these 1099 that you're talking about that you sent.
The Yahoo group is the one who sends the email out.
Right, but did you send anything since August 30? I don't have the 1099 that Patrick's talking about.
Oh yeah, it's all out there.
Yeah, I don't see it on Yahoo either. The latest one I seen was from August 30th too.
I haven't
double
gotten
check it,
anything.
Tom.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, the latest date is August 30th. I was looking for that too. I figured.
Okay, that's my mistake. I'll get it up there.
Or whatever else
Thank you.
is supposed to go up too, Tom.
Yeah, I'll get it right up there.
So, Patrick, do you have I'd just like to make a comment that maybe you can add on too, that, you know, these Catholic churches, especially like downtown Sacramento where they have the diocese and they have bishops and stuff down there, they've got big, expensive buildings, and, you know, a lot of people are living there that really don't seem to have any visible means of income, but they must have this system figured out and be able to get draws anytime they want to. You know, their brotherhood.
They have the religious front sitting there. And the religious front operates off of donations and everything else from parishioners and everything. Okay? And basically they're also utilizing all the property that basically, see, the churches really belong to the people. But the religious leaders have utilized all those churches to put additional bondages onto them so that they can get additional benefits.
Did you say the word
they're just
fruct?
like the government.
Yeah. Did you say the word fruct?
Huh?
What was the word you said? Was that fruct? You said religious fructs?
Religious front.
Oh, front. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's a religious front, right.
Yeah. It's a front organization.
Okay.
Okay, the files are up there now.
Thank you.
Yeah, like the courts are called charitable trusts, like that's a front too.
Well, see, you've got to get into the right court with them. You've got to address them in the right capacity, in their Roman jurisdictional capacity as a officer of the Roman Empire, not as the religious side of the Christian Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to pull the curtain back.
Right.
You've got to remove the clay to get to the iron.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Boy, I said that right to that guy last Thursday night, and he just looked at me like I was like out in outer space.
You were talking to somebody that doesn't understand the system whatsoever, okay?
Right.
So why even get into an argument with them?
Oh, I didn't argue with him.
No, I mean, why even talk to them, okay?
Right.
You got to know up front that basically if they're out there claiming to be something, that they have no earthly idea of what they're doing. That's like, even why even go talk to an attorney?
Right. Yeah, he said, what is the clay over the iron? And I told him what it was.
No, go read you're a minister.
Yeah.
You mean you don't know the book of Daniel?
Well, he was asking us to see what we knew. It was
I know.
Like a question for the class type thing.
And see, that's the thing. You've got to turn around and hit him back with a question.
Yeah.
What, you don't know the Bible?
Oh, I've already said to him before. I said, well, when you get up in the morning, make sure you put those blinders on. I put my hands flat on both sides of my eyes like those things the horses wear. The classic move, you know. Kind of convicting him. And I wasn't doing it to make fun of. I mean, it was kind of to make fun of the whole situation.
No, by their actions, you will know what they are. And that's an old saying from way back.
Yeah. Judge them by their fruit type thing.
Yeah.
Be a fruit inspector.
Just stand back and watch them, and basically then avoid them like a hot potato. Because they ain't going to help you one bit. And they would be more of a hindrance. They would get you into an argument or whatever. And you're wasting your energy. They're a draw on your energies.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Well, thanks for the answer about, those guys being a front organization.
Yeah.
And you have to address them with their officer as of a Roman Empire.
Yes. To their Roman law office.
How do we go about claiming the Roman citizenship?
You've got to have your proof that you were baptized by blood, okay, which is going to be your certificate of live birth, or basically documented, or your hospital birth certificate, okay?
Okay.
Or your Bible entry, okay? If you don't have your hospital birth certificate, use your Bible, okay? That is the key document out here. Even Rome operates basically with that in the background, because they operate under the laws that came all the way down from Noah, from basically Moses, from the very beginning. It's all about banking laws, and they're operating under them. Okay?
Okay.
And then the other thing is you have to have a baptism by water, because a baptism by water can only be given to a living entity, a people.
And then you take this to the diocese?
You will basically send a copy in, okay, of that, basically in your affidavit or in your apostille, or you get it apostilled, or you can get it estoppel by deed document, and then have that submitted into that vicar general.
Okay.
Redo your estoppel by deed in the process that you're coming in as a Roman citizen. And here is my proof. Here's my identity. That's what those documents are. They are identity that you are the living entity. Driver's license, that is a fiction. That's not telling you that you're alive, because that picture on that document died 6 months ago. The date it was taken, it's dead now. You've changed since that point in time.
But in the meantime, what we did do by confirmation with our four fingers and our signature is good enough for now, and we can addendum that and fix it and make it stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
Just redo another one, okay?
Right.
You don't need to go take this one down, get it recorded at the county. Take it and record it at the Vicar General's office.
Okay.
As you're coming in as a Roman citizen, you're going to put him under the offices of being a Roman officer. That's why they call it the Roman Catholic Church, not the Roman Lutheran Church, not the Roman Presbyterian Church, but the Roman Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is the curtain that's over the Roman officers. Pilate. He's hiding behind the temple priest. Okay? And see, Pilate was the one that Jesus had to get to. Just like that definition of provincial, and also the definition in that Roman law, government and Roman law that I read to you. Said that as a people, you can demand to go to Rome to be tried. And that's when you get the Vicar General involved into all your court cases. That's who you want to be your protectorate. And basically, he is acting as a trustee in the capacity for the province out here, his jurisdictional province, and he can go and direct that Secretary of Treasury down there in Puerto Rico to release the funds.
Great.
Does that make sense, people?
Yeah, it does. I'm glad to hear it.
There had to be somebody local. We've had people going to the Federal Reserve Bank, talking to them, and basically not getting any response out of them. Well, we were missing the one key place that we needed to go to. Pilate. I find no fault with this man scenario. I am who I am. Who do you say I am?
No, you still do.
I'm not a person. I'm a people. I fall under the jurisdictional laws of Rome, of the Roman Empire, and also of the United States of America. Protected constitutional amendments. I don't fall under the codes because I'm not a person. Get your estoppel by deed or whatever document into that Vicar General. Then carry that Vicar General, your diocese Vicar General's phone number and everything in your billfold. That's the person you want to call if any of these rogue vampires come after you.
Hey, Patrick, the magistrate was someone that interfaced with government, even though he's, a court officer, he's interfacing with government, kind of like a U.S. trustee does. So, like you're saying, that guy's sort of the same thing, except with the Roman provincial law or Roman law.
That magistrate is a corporate officer, okay?
Yeah.
He is not a Roman Empire officer.
Okay, got it. I just wondered if they maybe, were associated with that too.
No.
Okay. They're totally separate, right? You got to go to the other guy.
Right. They're being paid by the government, by the corporation.
Yeah, like you say, he's behind a different.
They're just like you get picked up in Walmart for knocking something off the shelf, and you go in the back room. Well, you got to pay for this. You're going to court right there in Walmart. You're going to a Walmart court.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh, they do that. They have Walmart. I heard about that.
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay,
that's why I was referencing that because that's what I'm saying. All these damn entities out here are corporate courts.
Right.
They're not the de jure Roman courts, the de jure law courts.
Right.
And then half the damn cases out here that all these people get funds to go and fight things like term limits and everything and go to the Supreme Court, only to have the Supreme Court deny them because they didn't know what the shit they were doing, even going to the Supreme Court, because it's already in the Constitution. That's how damn dumb these people are. And they don't want to know the truth. I wrote and told them the truth. Did they respond back? No. Because they can't make any money off the truth.
So they're avoiding you just like if you had the cure for cancer, they don't want to know because they want to get more money.
Just the same way as a government official would.
Yeah.
They can't make money off of the truth. They can only make money off of lies. That's why it's very powerful is what that one guy in the movie Interstate 60 said. Lawyers, liars. They're all liars. They couldn't tell the truth if the truth was standing right in front of them. Because they couldn't make a buck off of it. And they wouldn't be there if the truth was standing in front of them. They'd be booted out.
Mm-hmm. Boy, this is kind of like the ribbon on the package now.
Yeah, it's all here, okay? I figured there'd be some people after I had Tom post those other documents up there, and I put them on the Skype group and everything else about going and setting off the bills. I basically took essentially what Lawrence had done in a process and got his water bill paid off and followed pretty much along the same lines. I just beefed it up maybe just a little in the process. So Tom should have those posted on the group site now. Take a look at those. I'll try and get a copy of the going and taking all your receipts, and you have to surrender those receipts in so that you cannot make another claim against those receipts.
Yeah.
And that's also in Roman law about the surrender of items like that. Okay, any other questions?
I guess not, Patrick.
Okay. Call tonight then. Good night.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Patrick.
Good night.